and probably Plague as well. Haim's still got a running.
This is going to hurt Haim. It looks like a big attack coming on the front door. I'm surprised that Saber's going to go for the main as opposed for going for that 3 o'clock position. I guess he didn't want to get his troops boxed in and end up losing that upper left-hand corner. But this is what Haim's really hurting. It looks like he had some troops rally to the inside 6 o'clock location. Those are not participating in this battle. I think he's just kind of lost track of them in the meantime. And I don't think this attack is enough between the Darkstorm and all those Ultralisks. Looks like the Ultralisks do have that Carapace upgrade. I think Haim is going to be able to hold this off. But oh, wow, beautiful side storms over the Ultralisks. That should even it out. And now I take it back. Saber has enough forces with those side storms. Didn't get pushed in. I guess those Defilers got taken out in the meantime. I think he can do a push at any location he wants to at this stage. I don't think Haim has any sort of troops to really fight him off. The troops that he does have, as you can see, inside 6 o'clock, just kind of hanging out idly. Those Ultralisks kind of trying to come back. I don't think they're speed upgraded just by their movements. Some Swarm going down to try to help out. But honestly, these are all Archons and Zealots. There's only 2 Dragoons, a couple Dragoons in the background, and that's it. And I don't think that's going to cut it against this kind of force here. Archons still do splash damage in Swarm, and the Zealots still do full damage. I think the Zealots are higher upgraded. Yeah, they do have level 3 weapons, level 2 armor, versus, I guess they're even, but still Zealots tend to win that situation. It looks like Haim is going to lose this match. He just does not have the economy to keep up with this. Saber has managed to secure his expansion in the upper left-hand corner while he's been attacking. Looks like a flank coming around, so Saber still might lose this attack force, but he should be able to resupply it with the minerals that are coming in. And in the meantime, I'm not sure that Haim will be able to, essentially, although it's kind of interesting looking at the situation. The question is the drone saturation at the 12 o'clock. If Haim can get some sort of drone saturation there, he still has that 3 o'clock position before Saber gets it, and it looks like Saber now getting his drone saturation in the upper left-hand corner, and also putting up a Nexus there. A single Zergling, though, sending some disruption. A big counterattack from Saber. Oh, man. I think this actually might be the game shifter, is that Defiler putting up some Darkstorm. Looks like some Zealots in position. Saber trying to, realizing this, able to defend it, and once again with a large Zealot Archon force, and he can just kind of push out of that. So early and able to take out the Defiler, focus firing the Defiler, and that really saved that expansion. If a second Dark Swarm went over those cannons, I don't know that Saber would have been able to defend that. But beautiful pick off there, and I think that's going to secure it for him. Very crazy, very back and forth game. Storm drop going in at the 3 o'clock location. Both Templar down. Side storming, catching all sorts of drones. Oh, and that hurts because Haim needed to get his economy ahead of Saber at this stage, and I don't think that's going to happen now.
It was a nice try. He did get a lot of drones. He didn't get all the drones. He probably needed a bit more than that. But remember, that is where all of Haim's drones are. He hasn't got drones anywhere else but that expansion. Another point to make is that Saber has actually protected his top left with Reavers now. So despite the presence of Dark Swarms around, that's still going to be tough. But we've actually got an Overlord loaded up with Zerglings, ominously hitting up the top left. You can see it at the top left side of the map. There's an Overlord moving past the power generators. He's got a bunch of Zerglings, dropping them off now. And this could be very sneaky. He's probably going to be able to hit over, and he's got other Overlords to see the unoccupied Nexus up the top left. Indeed, he's swarming over there with the Zerglings now. Saber is moving out through the middle of the map down to the 3 o'clock. He's going to want to take that out. He knows that's where all the drones are. In the meantime, these Zerglings just knocking out that Nexus. Very nice. He's probably not going to be able to get them around to this other expansion. And indeed, Saber's pulling them across, pulling his probes across there. Putting the Reavers in the shuttle. So the Reavers look like they're going to be heading over to the 12 o'clock. This is nice. Oh my god, this expansion is going down. There's no defense there whatsoever. The Reavers dropped off. All these probes are going to die.
Zergling's pushing in at the upper left-hand corner in the meantime, and this is another game shifter. If he can take that Nexus out, which it looks like he's going to be able to, that's it for Saber's economy. He's only got, again, that 9 o'clock expansion producing. Going to lose a lot of probes in the meantime. Probes trying to fight this off, but against the crackling upgrades, honestly, probes do not cut it. And they're trying to flood out at the moment and regroup at that 9 o'clock location. That 9 o'clock looking very thin, though. In the meantime, bottom right-hand corner, Saber's managed to take that expansion out. So it's dead economy versus dead economy. So 3 o'clock versus 9 o'clock expansion. A lot of drone saturation at that 9 o'clock location. Will Saber, I don't know if he has the forces to retake that upper left-hand corner. There's not a lot of Zerglings there. If he can just retake that somehow and get his Nexus back up, I think he can still take this game simply because he's stymied that 12 o'clock, and I think if he just positions his troops essentially outside that upper right-hand corner and just absorbs the attacks that are coming that direction with what troops he has on the ground and just, I don't know, put some Dark Templar, it looks like he's going to send a lot more troops than he needs to that upper left-hand base. I think if he knows where the troops are going to be coming from, and and as you can see them streaming out right now is the upper right-hand corner. Let's see if he engages in time. A shuttle with the Reavers in going up ahead. It looks like he might be going for another attack at that 3 o'clock position just to kind of completely destroy Haim's forces at this stage, and he might be able to do so. And it's going to be counterattack on counterattack. No, Haim's going to back up, realizing what's happening. We'll see if he can come in time. I don't know that he's going to be in time, though, to stop what's happening at this 3 o'clock location, though.
Yeah, well, those Reavers almost getting killed by the sunken colonies. If you saw that, they've been dropped up. He's just trying to dance them so they're just in range and actually try and get some shots off. One other point to make is you noticed that he had Dark Templars being added. I think that's a very intelligent choice. They're very good late game if you can get rid of the Observers. But now we've got a large attack coming in from Haim, straight into the top left. The Reavers are there to defend. The Overlord's rushing past the photon cannons and targeting the Reavers. They're probably going to be able to get around. And yes, that's both Reavers going down just about now. So he's out of Reavers. All the photon cannons are dead. This is it for the economy. But meantime, Saber's pushing into the top right. He's actually rolling straight over the Zerg. He's going to take out all the sunken colonies just as easily as Haim took out Saber's defenses there. We've got Zealots streaming past. This is where the hatcheries are situated. If you can start knocking down these hatcheries, that's going to be it for the unit production. Both sides losing both their forces. Both sides still to have both of their expansions up and running. Looks like both sides are very equally down on the minerals. So this is actually going to turn out to be a very close game. We've got a shuttle just picking up the last 2 Reavers up the top left there. So he's denied Haim the chance to pick them up. Bear in mind, we've got a lot of Ultralists on the field. I don't know how he fought of those, all of the Ultralists, but they're fully upgraded. They're heading back now, and it's going to come down to this fight, whether these Ultralists can take out these Zealots or not, but this is going to be close.
Let's see if Saber holds that ramp and uses the side storms like he did earlier against there. He does it, yeah, beautifully. And just concentrate. That's all he has to do to win this game. Well, actually, I think he already had the game won when he pushed up into this for the main when all those units were out, essentially. Because look at his supply. He's at 180 versus 78. This is just kind of bonus on top of it, just additional damage. And those Ultralisks, most of them very severely damaged after that last fight. I don't think they're going to last very long. In fact, they're getting taken out. So we're probably going to see GG in a second here. But Saber, realizing instead of pushing in at that 3 o'clock, he's saying, wait a minute, he just sent all of his troops to my upper left-hand base. I've got a larger supply count than he does. I'm just going to counterattack with everything I got, and that'll be game. Probes, in the meantime, wandering out to the bottom right-hand corner, getting chased off by 2 Mutalisks. So Haim trying to do what he can here, and I'm surprised actually the upper left-hand base, the upper right-hand base. There's not as many units left there as I thought there would be after this attack. Looks like a lot of those Archons got taken out. Additional Ultralisks being produced. Still 167. So I'm curious how much of that is in probes, though. That could make a big difference, and it looks like not much of it because we see the big attack group, the reinforcements coming up the middle of the map. Saber has managed with what resources he had left to establish something. Corsair is attacking across the 6 o'clock location, taking out Overlord. So a new Corsair force produced for scouting purposes. It's going to see that drone at that 6 o'clock location, so I'm assuming that drone isn't going to be able to get anything up. But I still got to say this game is over. Saber has a huge supply count when it counts. And he's just, even though he doesn't have any economy at this stage, I think he's going to be able to establish an additional expansion. He's got, looks like a Nexus going up the upper left-hand corner. I don't think he can afford to cancel that, actually. So this is going to come down to it. Dark Swarm, but a lot of Archons and a lot of Zealots in there, as well as Dark Templar. It looks like he will be able to take that 3 o'clock location. But I think if Haim takes out this upper left-hand base, he'll be in a pretty good position with that 6 o'clock location going up. So pretty nuts here.
Yeah, but actually, I think that's it. Yeah, in fact, Haim was lost.
That's going to be it, though, because just the supply count difference.
With all of the drones, absolutely. So that could have been close, though. I was actually really holding my breath there because I was thinking, man, what if Haim pulls this off? What if he makes it so close and eventually outplays his opponent? That would have been the comeback of the month, as far as I'm concerned, if not a longer period of time. But really, hats off to Haim, and thanks again to Ghost of Gamers for presenting such a great replay. Really enjoyed that one. Very exciting. I'm sure your reaction start to finish made for very exciting watching. And thanks again to you, Diggity, for joining me. Any final thoughts on this game?
Really, I feel like Saber just macroed better throughout the entirety of the game. Haim did a fantastic job of keeping up, but essentially it just felt like Saber throughout the entire game was 40 supply ahead, and definitely when it counted. But wow, keeping his opponent off guard. Very creative build at the opening, I have to say. And just, yeah, it came down to that last final blow. And that big counterattack, he had, what was that, 180 supply versus 86, and that was just too much for him to overcome. Keep in mind, at this stage, right here is whatever you have on map. completely mined out. Saber has no minerals left on the map, and he's at 7. He has 7 minerals in the bank. So even though Haim's losing this 3 o'clock position, it was that close. If he had some Zerglings in that upper left-hand base, took out that Nexus, I'm not sure that there's a shuttle out to take out that 6 o'clock location. Haim might have been able to bide his time with some sort of drop, although I think still with just the units that are on the ground, Saber would have taken it. An excellent game, though. Definitely the replay of the week. Thanks for having me alongside, Vol.
No problem. Thanks, Diggity, and maybe we'll be able to do this again sometime. I'll probably be commentating on the game of the week as often as I can. Well, it'll probably be once a week, funnily enough. But thanks, guys, for watching, and thanks, Diggity, once again. And let's call it.